Good morning and be very welcome to today's edition of Mexico News Network's Daily Report. I am your host, Sofia Rattinger, broadcasting from El Dorado Rojales Spa Resort by Charisma. We have a lot of new information, but before we start, don't forget to visit our website www.mexiconewsnetwork.com to keep you informed, and also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Let's begin with information. In a remote corner of northern Mexico, 1 hour from the city of Chihuahua, lies the mines of Naica, 300 meters below the surface. What is that makes this place so astounding? There lies a cave with a subterranean forest made up of enormous selenite crystals, the largest known to mankind. Some stand 10 meters high, 1 meter wide, weigh 55 tons, and are over 500,000 years old. The story goes that in 2000, two brothers stumbled upon this cavern while they were drilling 1,000 feet from the surface in one of Mexico's most productive. They were astounded to find a place full of giant glittering crystals. It turns out that the geological process that creates lead and silver is also necessary for the formation of crystals. When scientists took a look at this place, they wondered, how on earth did they get so big? The temperature in the Naica Crystal Cave is extremely high, and things get hotter the further you go inside. This has been one of the main reasons the cave has remained relatively unexplored so far, seeing how it currently sits on a magma deposit. Temperatures oscillate around 50 Celsius degrees with a 90 to 100% level of humidity. It is a level of heat that few human beings can stand without eventually passing out from heat stroke or succumbing to dehydration. Basically, without proper equipment, a human being wouldn't last more than 10 minutes inside. But back to our first question, how did those crystals get to be so large? Studies reveal that around 1 million years ago, groundwater saturated with calcium sulfate filtered through the ground, reaching the crystal cave to be eventually heated by the magma below. As the magma cooled, the cave's water temperature stabilized at 58 Celsius degrees. At this temperature, minerals in the water started to become selenite, the molecules of which become the building blocks to make crystals. The process of crystal formation just stopped in 1985 when miners drained the cave of its water table. The mine's owners installed a heavy steel door to discourage looting. It seems that collectors paid thousands for crystals fragments, and so far, Mexico doesn't have any kind of legislation aimed at protecting mineral deposits in the same way it would protect archaeological relics. Currently, there is an effort underway to secure Heritage of Humanity status from the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization for Naica's Crystal Cavern. In other news, lying in the valley of Oaxaca are the impressive archaeological ruins of Monte Alban, a place that was inhabited by Olmec, Zapotec, and Mixtec cultures consecutively for an estimated 1,500 years. Monte Alban is the second largest archaeological site in Latin America and a safekeeper of the history of 3 subsequent ancient cultures. Monte Alban is the most important archaeological site in the valley of Oaxaca, between the Sierra Madre Oriental and the Sierra Madre del Sur mountain ranges. It was a city carved out of the mountain and represents a sacred topography. Monte Alban is an outstanding example of a pre-Columbian ceremonial center of a civilization with knowledge, art, and tradition. Because of this, it was designated by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, as a World Heritage Site in 1987, along with Oaxaca's Historical Center, a city of iconic architecture with 1,200 historic monuments. Cancun's beaches are worldwide known and famous for their beauty and peacefulness. Cancun's hotel zone is made up of 26 kilometers of sand stripe, where you will find not only excellent resorts but also the most exclusive and gorgeous beaches. If you are on vacation in Cancun with a family and have small children, or all you want to do is to enjoy a nice quiet day out on the beach, we suggest you head off to Las Perlas Beach or Langosta Beach, located on kilometer 2.5 and 5 respectively along Kukulkan Boulevard. These beaches are ideal for children to run around and play in because waves are very soft and the depth of the sea is very shallow. Las Perlas Beach is a very popular place for those who like to carry out relaxing activities like Tai Chi, yoga, or even reading. This is the first beach of the hotel zone. If you continue walking along the line toward kilometer 6.5 of the hotel zone, you will come across Tortugas Beach, which is the meeting point for the several tours and excursions carried out to Isla Mujeres. Here, you could choose to carry out water activities like catamaran, wave runner, or bungee jumping. If your idea of a vacation in Cancun includes partying and unlimited dancing, then maybe you should head up to the heart of the hotel zone toward kilometer 9. Here you will find Gaviota Azul Beach, also known as Forum Beach, because of the mall, which is surrounded by excellent and fun beach clubs as well as nightclubs, which definitely pump up the party. There are tons of fun activities, drinking, partying, and having a lot of fun. Right next to Gaviota Azul, you'll find Chacmol Beach, which is a little more quiet and laid back and perfect for relaxing, taking pictures, reading a good book, or simply suntanning. Remember that as you walk further down to the hotel zone, the waves keep getting stronger and higher, particularly after kilometer 13. It is here where you will find Marlin Beach, Ballenas Beach, and Delfines Beach, these last two located on kilometer 18. Due to their attributes, these beaches are ideal for surfers, and if you wish to swim in these waters, all you need to do is take the correct precautions. Now let's travel to Mexico City to a magical place named Coyoacán. The historical center of Coyoacán is a fundamental piece of Mexico City, considered to be one of the intellectual and bohemian corners of the capital. Historical characters, national and foreign, have made these homes in these neighborhoods, which was designated as a Barrio Mágico magical neighborhood by the city in 2011. There you will see the museums of Anahuacalli of Leon Trotsky, the famous Frida Kahlo Museum, the National Museum of Interventions, the Watercolor Museum, the Automobile Museum, the Museum of Popular Culture, among others. You can also visit the famous kiosk, which is surrounded by vendors. Do not forget the houses of the Camilos, the Colorada House, the Municipal House, the house of Diego Ordaz, of Indio Fernandez, among others. You can also find the General Vicente Guerrero Library and the regional zoo Los Coyotes, where you can appreciate the native fauna of the Mexico Valley. Across the San Juan Bautista Church, you can find a little tram, which for 60 pesos will take you around Coyoacán with a guide that will explain you a little history about this place. And if you rather have a beer, a pulque, or a mezcal, you should try La Coyoacanita, a famous bar of the area, where you can sit back and appreciate the view, recap a little bit, and relax. If after all that you want to do is eat something, you can go to the food market of Coyoacán, where you will find pozole, chapulines, which means grasshoppers, quesadillas, and other typical Mexican dishes. Everything is surrounded by food cars, where you can buy esquites, which are grains of corn boiled in salted water, hot cakes, typical goodies, and much more. Make sure you visit the famous El Jarocho Coffee House, an iconic place of Coyoacán, where you will taste some of the best coffee there is. And if you want to do is to go shopping, you can also visit the market located at the center of Coyoacán in a small plaza, where you can find clothing, shoes, craft, toys, accessories, and many other things. If you ever visit Mexico City, do not miss the fundamental piece of this huge metropolis, where you can appreciate a little of what it is and what it was. We'll be right back with more information on Mexico and the Riviera Maya after these brief commercials.